In Shadowrun 5th edition, magic is almost everywhere. Those who can feel and tap into this magical energy have come to learn that in some places, these magical forces are stronger or weaker than in others. This strength or weakness directly impacts one's ability to use magic, and therefore it is important to understand the rules regarding background counts. Put simply, background count is a way to measure mana levels and, in particular, how far they have varied above or below normal. The magnitude of this variance has direct and sometimes dramatic impact on the astral landscape and a character's ability to make use of magical energy. Page 31 of the Street Grimoire sourcebook provides example causes of background counts of various ratings. The presence of a background count in an area causes a negative dice pool modifier to be imposed on all tests involving magical energies. This dice pool penalty is equal to the rating of the background count. A magical focus will have its effective force rating reduced by an amount equal to the background count while it is active within the area. If this causes the focus to be reduced to 0 or below, then the focus is deactivated and cannot again be made active while within the area of the background count. Sustained, quickened, and anchored spells and rituals also have their effective force ratings reduced when entering a background count, fizzling out if they reach 0 or below. Quickened and anchored spells that have been disrupted in this way, but have not yet expired, will begin to reactivate themselves at 1 force per hour once no longer within the influence of the background count. Passive adept powers are especially vulnerable in a background count. If the magnitude of the background count is higher than the passive bonus the adept power gives, then the penalty that the background count causes will have the effect of causing the adept power to give a net penalty to the adept. For this reason, adepts can turn off passive adept powers by using a simple action so as not to be adversely affected in this way. Activities in the astral plane, such as sensing, astral perception, and astral combat, also receive the dice pool penalty. When using astral tracking, if the target being tracked enters an area with a background count which is a higher magnitude than the target's magic rating, then the person doing the tracking will lose the trail at the point that they entered the background count. Sometimes a character will not be affected by the background count in an area. Some people have become so familiar with a particular area or domain that they have become acclimated to it. Becoming acclimated to a particular background count is time-consuming. This takes at least 1 week of exposure per point of background count and is subject to GM discretion. A character can also become aligned with a particular domain of magic. This is when an individual has merged with a domain of magic via their magical tradition. The most common example of this would be a magician and their magical lodge. A lodge has a background count equal to the force of the lodge, but a magician is aligned with this domain. Another example could be a devout Catholic magician within the Vatican City. They are aligned with the magical energies there. Alignment allows the character to ignore the penalties of the background count while adding the rating of the background count to the limits on their tests associated with magic. Extremely high background counts can be very dangerous. When exposed to a background count greater than 12, it is strongly advised to be very cautious if interacting with magical energies in any way. Doing so, either by spellcasting, activating a power, or even simply astral perception or projection, will expose the character to dangerous magical energies. For every combat turn of exposure, the character must make a willpower roll to resist stun damage equal to the absolute value of the background count, minus 12. Again, example descriptions of various background count ratings can be found on page 31 of the Street Grimoire sourcebook. Thanks for watching. Please let me know if there are any videos you'd like me to do in the future. Also, if you liked what you saw here, please consider becoming a patron on patreon.com/complexaction. Patrons help make GM Screen possible, as well as other videos on Complex Action. Patrons also have access to nifty thank you rewards, like Google Hangouts with myself, as well as signed copies of the drawings that I do here. Just check out patreon.com/complexaction for the details. And thanks again for watching.